The moment Ethan Cole heard his father call Lucas my legacy, something inside him broke. Because standing there, just outside that hospital room in Manhattan, Ethan was holding a truth that could destroy everything his father believed in. And if he stayed silent, then he would be burying that man with a lie. Welcome, besties. Say hi in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. To my returning besties, if you stop in the middle of the story, you'll have dreams wondering how it ended. So, to avoid this curiosity, ensure you be a part of this story till the end, I promise. You won't regret it. If you enjoy family secrets and betrayals like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. This story happened in New York City. And at the center of it all was a man who had built everything from nothing. Ethan's father, Richard Cole. A man who arrived in America with nothing but ambition, and over decades, built a powerful logistics empire stretching across the Northeast. Warehouses, shipping routes, real estate. By the time Ethan turned 18, the family was living in a luxury penthouse overlooking Manhattan. They had everything, but success came with a price. Richard was rarely home. He traveled constantly. And while he was away building an empire, Ethan's mother, Claire, stayed behind to raise the family. Ethan and Lucas, the younger brother, 15 years apart. But despite the age gap, Ethan didn't just see Lucas as a sibling. He raised him, guided him, protected him. Lucas was his responsibility, his pride, his family. At least, that's what he believed. Until everything changed. One simple moment. A phone. A message. A mistake. Claire had left her phone on the kitchen counter. It buzzed repeatedly. Ethan wasn't the type to invade privacy. But something about that moment pulled him in. The number wasn't saved. And then, the message preview appeared. Does he know about Lucas yet? That single sentence shifted everything. Curiosity turned into fear. Fear turned into action. Ethan opened the phone. And what he found would haunt him for years. Messages. Photos. Conversations stretching far into the past. And one name that appeared again and again. Adrian. Then one message stood out more than the rest. He deserves to know his real father someday. That was the moment Ethan's world stopped making sense. Lucas. Real father. What did that even mean? At first, he tried to ignore it. Tried to convince himself it was nothing. But a week later, he saw something he could never forget. He came home early that day. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Then he heard voices upstairs. Claire's room. The door wasn't fully closed. And through that small opening, he saw her. Not alone. Standing too close to another man. Their voices were soft. Familiar. Intimate. Not strangers. Not casual. This was history. This was something deeper. And Ethan didn't walk in. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just stood there. And silently broke. From that moment, everything changed. Ethan began noticing things he had ignored before. Lucas didn't really look like their father. Different features. Different energy. Different presence. But the truth was too heavy to face. So he buried it. And life continued. Years passed. Ethan graduated from Columbia University. He stepped into his father's business. Learned everything. Expanded operations. Built on the empire. And when Richard fell sick, Ethan stepped up completely. By 35, he was running everything. Lucas, now grown, was following the same path. Brilliant. Focused. Almost graduating. The family, on the outside, looked perfect. But inside, a A secret was waiting. When Richard's diagnosis came, everything shifted. Stage 4. No recovery. Only time. The hospital became part of their lives. Every visit felt like a countdown. And the guilt. It started consuming Ethan. Because every time his father looked at Lucas, there was pride, love, belief. A belief built on something that might not be true. If you're still watching, what would you do in Ethan's place? Would you tell the truth? Or protect a dying man's peace? Drop your answer in the comments. The weight became unbearable. So Ethan did what he had avoided for years. He ordered a DNA test. Quietly, privately. When the results came in, he hesitated. Because deep down, he already knew. And when he finally opened it, the truth confirmed his worst fear. They were not full brothers. They did not share the same father. That night, Ethan sat alone in his office overlooking New York City. The same city his father had conquered. And one question echoed in his mind. How do you tell a dying man that his life is built on a lie? Ethan began avoiding his mother. Because every time he saw her, he saw betrayal, but also something else. Calmness. Like she believed the truth would never come out. Until one night, Ethan followed her. She drove across the city and stopped at a cafe. Ethan watched from a distance. And then, he saw him. Adrian. If this story is pulling you in, don't forget to like the video right now, because what comes next changes everything. They sat together, talking, laughing, like nothing had happened, like no family was at risk. That was the moment Ethan knew. He couldn't stay silent anymore. That night, he confronted her. Ethan told her. And the truth finally came out. Claire had loved Adrian before Richard. But he left. Without warning. Without closure. Then Richard came into her life. Stable. Present. Reliable. She chose him. She built a life. But years later, Adrian returned. And she made a mistake. Just once. That's what she said. Just once. And Lucas was born. Was it truly just once? Or something more? If you are still watching, do you think Claire was justified? Or did she betray everything? Tell me in the comments. Time passed. Richard grew weaker. Then one night, he called Ethan closer. Take care of your brother, he said. He's everything. And that broke Ethan completely. Because the man didn't know. Or so Ethan thought. Because this is the turning point. Ethan had a choice. Tell the truth. Or protect his father's final moments. That night, he made his decision. He walked into the room, sat beside his father, and told him everything. Silence filled the room. Then Richard closed his eyes, and a tear rolled down his face. Richard had always known. He saw the differences. He felt it. But he chose silence. Because love mattered more than biology. 2 days later, he passed away peacefully, knowing the truth, and still choosing love. At the funeral, Ethan stood beside Lucas, watching him, realizing something powerful. Sometimes the truth doesn't destroy families. Sometimes it reveals who truly holds them together. If you made it this far, besties, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because ignoring this story is almost like supporting Adrian, the man who walked away, came back, and left behind a secret that nearly destroyed a family. But I know you're not that person. Some secrets break people, Some truths heal them. But love decides what remains.